Without you, he won't last. Mary and Martha watched their brother die. They sent for Jesus. He didn't come, and they wondered why. The death watch was over. He'd been dead 4 days. But someone said, the Lord's coming. He's on his way. Then Martha ran to him, and there she cried, Lord, if you'd been here, you could have healed him, and he'd still be alive. But you're 4 days late. All hope is gone. Lord, we don't understand why you waited so long. But his ways, they're God's ways. They're not yours, they're mine. But isn't it great when he's 4 days late? Jesus is always on time. Jesus said, Martha, show me the grave. She said, Lord, you don't understand. He's been dead 4 days. But Jesus went to him, and there he cried, Lazarus, come forth. They all shouted, he's alive, oh, he's alive. When he's 4 days late, all hope is gone. Lord, we don't understand why you waited so long. But his ways, they're God's ways. They're not yours, nor mine. But isn't it great when he's 4 days late? Jesus is always on time. Jesus is always on time. It seems like we're late realizing that a lot, aren't we? I love what we've been listening to this morning. Just for a moment of time, I hope and I pray that God will bless me. I want you to know, Brother James, I love you. And I love the gift God has given you. And I love my brother. I truly do. Sometimes it's hard for me to get my mind where it needs to be to preach or to allow him to come in and work and bless. Because as Brother Jason said, it is him. We are nothing more but a mouthpiece for the Lord. Nothing great in me. The only good thing I ever done was got on my knees and called to him. That's the best thing I ever did do. I hope you'll pray just for a moment. Brother Jason and Brother Nate was both touching on the resurrection. And just this morning in my living room, I opened the Bible up and I was reading about a man who God told him to prophesy. And so he told him to prophesy. And I know sometimes the church, it gets, I guess, as you hear the word, and sometimes we get cold, don't we, a little bit, and maybe we get a little dry, as the writer wrote. God called him out and picked him up and called him out into a valley one day, and he said, and he had a question for that man, Brother Benny. Pray real hard, and I can read in the Bible where he said, shall these bones live again? And Ezekiel said, Lord, thou knowest. And he said, prophesy. And I'm going to prophesy today here, if God will bless me, Junior, that these bones you look at here will live again. I believe that, Brother Jerry, with all my heart. Just like in the 15th chapter of Corinthians, I believe every word Paul said us for us to preach, Brother Randy. I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe He came and died. I believe He hung on the cross. And as Brother Jason said, I believe He took Him to a tomb. And I believe the third appointed morning He got up. And as He lives, we also shall live in Him. And so if you want to know anything about my hope is in Him. And my hope is real. And my hope is anchored on the right hand of the Father. And He dwells in me ever since I called out to Him. I hope you'll pray. I believe. And I also, it came to my mind, He is the first resurrection. He is the resurrection of life. And I can read where, though God, Jesus, when He was here, He raised people from the dead. And somebody may say, well, wasn't that the first resurrection then? Those people had to die again. He is the living. He is the resurrection. I got in my mind one day, I just wanted to know, the first man he ever rose, he went to a little city, and I wondered in my mind, how far was it from Bethlehem, where he was born, to Nain? When he come to the city and he seen the woman coming out there in a funeral, and he just went over, Brother Benny, and he seen her weeping, and she must have been well liked, wasn't she? Just about the whole town was following that little funeral session, and he just went right over to the briar, and he said, arise, and the young man just got right up. It was 6 miles, 6 miles from where he was born. He walked over there, and he healed that man. He raised him from the dead. I don't know how far it is from here to heaven, but I can tell you, He came one night right in my little home. He came right there, right on my knees. He was right there. How do you know He was there, Jerry? I felt Him. He spoke to me. I come down on my knees for the church, and He touched me. He touched me. And you know what He told me to do? He told me to rise up. Rise up now, live. Who you going to live for? I need to live for Jesus, Sarah. He gave you a little girl. You better thank Him for it. Another life He gives you. Another day. Another day in the office. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, God. I'm glad, aren't you? That you're part of this army. It's the greatest army, Brother Benny. Aren't you glad? I'm not the captain. I'm just one of the little ones. I'm following Him. He's on His way. And just like Brother Jason said, He's going to call. And I'm going to answer that call one day. I'm going. We're going home. We're going home. Aren't you glad today to be a part of the greatest story that's ever been. What a morning.
Thank God for everybody here. I was sang today. And if you want Him, call on His name today. Now bless my King. I'll sit down.
No.
Oh God, today.
Out of the mouth of babes come perfect praise. And I love my brother, and I want to give him praise and glory. I want to give him all the honor he so richly deserves. Where would I be without him? Where would I be without my Lord today? He woke me up this morning. Lisa come in. She said, "What are you staring at?" I was just looking in the hills. I want to look where my help comes from. I want to look to him. I want him to lead me to life. I want him to know all things. He does know all things I do. And I talk to him daily. I talk to him daily. If you want to know who I'm looking at, I'm looking at a man named Jesus Christ. And he's leading me on. And he's leading me on. You sing, Brother Benny. Oh, friend, I want to tell you today, if you've had him touch your life, I don't know a better home. I don't know a better time to say, Jesus, let me follow you. Wherever I go, I'm going to follow the King. Just like the old brother did. I want to hold up his banner, Brother Ronnie. I want to hold him up above everything else when he keeps treading on fire. And my feet is on him today. Church doors open to receive members by experiencing baptism. If you want a home, we'll gladly give you a home. But it's more important that Jesus has already gave you a home. Somebody said one time, I can worship God anywhere. You can worship Him out of the church. You